last time, beaten just 1 length. Up £2 for that, but is well handicapped on his old form. And given he was a little unlucky here that day, he's got every chance, hasn't he, of going one better? And Joe said he should have won on him last time. So big run surely incoming for Tiger Bay. Number 9 follows, and that is General Assembly. The big problem with him in his bid for a hat-trick is the trip. Both those wins were over 5, and this is over 6 furlongs. He's obviously in fine fettle, but I'm kind of surprised that Connections haven't opted to go down the 5 furlong route in that bid for the 3-timer. Instead, stepping up to 6 in this really competitive race might just find him out. Next up is number 8. That is Rebel Empire. A course and distance winner in a higher grade back in January off 79. Is £7 lower tonight on debut for Mick Appleby. Out of form when last seen in September, but these conditions are ideal and a return to form would be no surprise. Up next is number 3, that's M4. 2 starts since winning at Epsom, been pretty torrid. This former course and distance winner does need these conditions to help him bounce back. It is possible, of course, but on what we've seen lately, he needs more against some of these who are coming to this race in pretty decent nick, it has to be said. Right, who's next in the rug? Let's try and make it out, shall we? It is Stuart Williams' contender. So it could well be Existent, who is one of the main market players for this race. Hasn't won Existent since February 2022. So that is a losing run that stretches back, well, nearly 4 years. But he is a pretty talented individual when the cards fall right. Generally a 5 furlong sprinter, and possibly not quite as potent a force over this trip, and has a wide draw tonight, which doesn't help matters. But the big caveat to all that is this is a much lesser grade than he's been contesting over the summer, and his best form in Class 2 and Class 3 handicaps on the turf in big fields would see him bang there or thereabouts in this Class 5. Behind him follows number 6, that is Giant, who has a chance on recent form, including 2 seconds over 7 furlongs here in October. He missed the break last time, which he can't really afford to do over this trip, but is treated fairly and has a chance, a good chance as well, if back on song. Right, going to just try and work out who's coming towards me now. The number is concealed for me on this horse as the bell goes. I might just ask the stable hand. What number are you, sorry? Number 1, there you go, the top weight, Just Call Me Pete, who actually was my selection in the Wednesday wager, which has gone up in smoke after I couldn't change Ballybay Moonshiner, infamously. This is Just Call Me Pete, who I thought was pretty impressive, actually, last week at Kempton, under Dougie Costello, who led all the way. Might face competition for the lead tonight, but is certainly coming here in good form. Hasn't had too long with trainer Tony Carroll, who seems to have found the secret to him fairly quickly. He is £2 wrong, though, under a £5 penalty. He's usually got £3, but was decisive last week. And if he is able to dominate again, once again underdog Dougie Costello, then he's got to have a chance. Number 7 is next. That's Diamond Dreamer, a 5 furlong winner at this track, but was well beaten over 6 here last time. Did anticipate the start that day, so that can probably be overlooked, but he does need to get back to form against the calibre of some of these rivals. As number 6 behind me, Giant, just gets a little bit worked up and hits the rail. Right, I'm going to get 11 now. That's Fantasy Master. And this one won a couple, actually, this time last year of higher marks. It's going to be interesting to see if new trainer Robert Cowell can revive him, because he has become very well treated as a result of some fairly abject performances, come right down the weights, and these conditions are just fine. He's a former course and distance winner, so if the Sprint King, as of course he's been known in the past, Robert Cowell, can get the best out of Fantasy Master, he has got a squeak. And finally, I'm going to get number 4, Sensorium. Toby Moore is not riding. I have to clear up who is, because he was injured earlier on after falling from Ballybay Moonshiner. Dylan Cunha, the trainer, this was a winner last time out, and was quite well back to do so. That was over course and distance in October. He's been gelded since then and has been sold for $22,000 out of the prior ownership, that stays with Dylan Cunha. He's got every chance, surely, if in the same form. The big negative for his chance, though, is that he's drawn in stall 11. Right, we're not going to be, hopefully, too late off for this, as horses are on their way down to the starts, hopefully no more than 5 or 10 minutes. It's very competitive, and I went with Just Call Me Pete in the Wednesday wager, which, of course, as far as I'm concerned, is no more. Yeah, great to hear that, isn't it? It's always fun when the studio goes all in on one. I'm going to stick with Just Call Me Pete for Doug Costello, Tony Carroll, and the hope that even though he's £2 wrong, he performs very well once again. But I'm going to cheer on Joe Levy as well on Tiger Bay. Hopefully he can get that first treble up of his career. Be a good achievement for him. And he was actually out of luck, wasn't he, on that very well-backed horse in the first maiden on the card earlier on, but has since scored on two bigger-priced horses, one of whom was 22-1 in our previous race. So Tiger Bay, I think, has got a much better chance than Tarangerine seemingly did on paper, at least. But yeah, Just Call Me Pete, I think, is going to be hard to beat if he gets that uncontested lead, which is a slight doubt. Last one going forward then, or at least last couple for this very competitive sprint. So let's get the call with Mark.
They're in the gate. And they're off. A step slow away was Giant. Very alertly away was General Assembly from stall 2, tries to claim the early lead, but there's a host of early pursuers. Towards this one's outside is Fantasy Master, who goes right up there. Existent is also part of the pace, and so too is the grey Sensorium as they make their way either way. M4 back in third, Tiger Bay next towards the outside, together with Fantasy Master.
Really close on the line. Just Call Me Pete lunged far side, didn't he? Existent near side. It's going to be on the bob. Might well... Oh, that's close. Really close on the bob. They went by as one, didn't they? Just Call Me Pete and Existent, both 9-2 shots. Really tight finish. Just Call Me Pete lunged, didn't he? And I think the momentum was with him, but Existent had the head bob. On the still, it looks like far side Just Call Me Pete is probably just nosed home, but I wouldn't want to call it. Officially, at least. M4 back in third. But Just Call Me Pete has had to employ different tactics to last week when he was leading all the way under Doug Costello, but this time he's come from midfield. Here comes the results. First number one, Just Call Me Pete has got home on the far side and just gets up to deny Existent a first win since February 2022, a horse who just continually, perpetually seems to finish placed. Just Call Me Pete, though, has made it 2 from his last 2, returning 9-2 for Dougie and for trainer Tony Carroll, who hasn't had this horse long, but already seems to really get a purr out of this machine, doesn't he? Switched off the inside in the home straight, he tracks Existent through, who definitely had every chance